what time it is.
How it all works.
Come on.
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 What's going on, family? It's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher, and we are back with another live show. How It All Works Convos and Collabs, sponsored by Ecamm. We're just excited that you're here. Excited that you decided to hang out with us. For all of you guys that are here, come on, let me know in the chat. I see Gary Jones is here. I see David Hunt is here. He says we live. David, I see that you came in a little later today. You didn't get the first comment today. So that's cool. Daryl Cheeks is here from the Philippines. Man, Daryl, you get the award for, at least for now, for tuning in from the furthest place. For my replay squad, if you're tuning in from somewhere further, I should say, than the Philippines, let me know in the comments. We love to engage with you guys in the comments. Oh, Kerwin says he thought he was first. Unfortunately, I do not think you were first. I believe that Curls of a CPA was first. This is my girl, Sable. If you guys haven't checked out her channel, you need to. Even if you're bald, even if you don't have a natural hair journey, she's got an epic channel over there. But man, this is so good to be back. So good to be with you guys, man. Whew, we got a good one today. I'm excited about this guest, but before we get to the guest, I want to share with you a couple of things that we got going on. New video on the channel, presentation hack, StreamYard presentation hack, and design in Canva. So you want to check that out. It's on the channel, youtube.com/Kirk R. Nugent. Just check that out. If you're on YouTube right now, you're probably watching on this channel. So just check that out. We dropped that video yesterday. All our how-to videos, produced videos, are dropped on Sundays. So definitely check that out. If you haven't already, please click subscribe. Man, we had a busy week last week, man. Busy week. So I got a chance to be on Social Chefs or Social Chatter with Christian Karasevitz and his co-host. It was a lot of fun. We talked about Spotify Green Rooms. We talked about the entire, audio social platforms that have been popping up all over the place. Facebook's got one, Twitter's got one. Of course, Clubhouse was the original. So in this episode, Spotify Green Rooms, we talked about that, but we talked about a couple other things as well. How we can use these rooms and live video. What is the difference? How you can use them to build your brand. It was a great conversation. And so definitely that's one that you want to check out. I have links to these all on my webpage, kirkrnugent.com, kirkrnugent.com/resources. So you want to check that out. This is another show that I was on, the 757 Renaissance Man podcast. So cool to be able to be on there with Sean Connors. Had a great conversation about just all things live video. We just talked about everything pertaining to not just live video, but also live video and ministry. So he's a media minister at his church. And of course, that I am as well. So we had a really good time with that. Also, bucket list item here, got a chance to be on the StreamYard Spotlight last Thursday, and we had a blast. It was supposed to be a 20-minute live stream. It ended up being 30 minutes, but man, I'm telling you, it was packed. It was packed with a ton of value. We got a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I showed the back view from my desk and several other shots that I have queued up here. So definitely want to make sure you guys are aware of that. And again, links are on kirkrnugent.com/resources. So you want to go ahead and check that out. Man, I don't know if you are aware. So this show is sponsored by Ecamm, man. And Ecamm's got a new series on their YouTube channel that they've been pushing hard in the Facebook group and the Facebook community as well, which I think is so great. My good friend Alicia Way is the host of that show. And this week, they release the videos on Thursdays every week. And this week's video will have me. So I'm excited about sharing a little bit about that. That Ecamm is a sponsor for Convos and Collabs, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I have no idea where Alicio found this picture, but it looks fun. It's a great caricature of me. Definitely back in the day when, the shirt and tie and the pocket square was a thing. I'm not certain if that'll be a thing again. We'll see. But he dug this one up, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I see you guys out there. Albert's here. I see Blind Guy, his wife, they're live. They said Sean is a high school friend. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I was on Sean's show. I'm excited to know that. JP High Tech is in the building. Thank you so much. Albert says, who's this guy? Yeah. Awesome about church. I am a missionary in the Philippines. Okay. I had some some really good friends who are missionaries there as well, Daryl. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Here is another video. This is a video that we're going to drop next Sunday, but it's already done. I just love when I get ahead of my content creation schedule, but it's already done because we're getting ready to take a little bit of a break. Taking a break next week. So there will be no show next Monday. That's July 5th. You know, the day before that is kind of a holiday. So we're going out of town. So we're excited about being able to get away for a little bit. Don't want to have to bring all my gear to do the live show. So we're going to take a little break. So this video will drop next Sunday and there will be no show on Monday, but I got something else lined up for you. There'll be no midweek huddle on Wednesday either next week. But again, like I said, I've got something else lined up for you because this week, this Wednesday on the midweek huddle, we will be having the July Creator Challenge. So I put out a poll on YouTube earlier today. Hopefully you guys saw that. Hopefully you got a chance to look at it and vote. But the votes thus far, right when I checked before we went live, was basically everybody was down. So if you guys are interested in the July Creator Challenge this Wednesday, June 30th, I'll be talking about some of the details. I'll be sharing some of the stuff on the website. There'll be some documents to download. We'll do some email follow-ups as well. But really, it's really just one of those things that's going to help you kickstart your gear in terms of creating content for your channel. So I'm taking it to be able to get a couple of courses that are not courses, but basic skills content that I want to get out there. The people have been asking me for. So I want to get that done. And I think this July is going to be a great way to do that. So you took your gear with you to your mom's house, Albert. Don't tell on me, man. Well, y'all are breaking camp. That's good. Thank you so much, Lakita and Corey. Thank you so much. That's why this one says we're taking a week off. There's right at the bottom. I know it's small, but it says July 5th, no show. So today's guest is Kevin Kolbe. I'm excited. I'm about to bring him up here in just a second. But the following week, right? So July 12th, Monday, July 12th, right? So the 5th is going to be a week off. I want to say it again. 5th is going to be a week off. But July 12th, we have Lenita hosting, and her quote says, "Excellence in everything, every time." I love that. She's an education coach, and she does live streaming for that purpose. And I just love the way, people approach this whole live streaming thing. It's a very eclectic group of guests that we have on the show because live streaming is a tool. It doesn't necessarily fit snugly with any one industry or discipline or skill set or career. So we're going to have an education expert on the show with us, and I'm excited about that. So, man, and today you came to see Kevin Kolbe, and I'm excited to bring him up here in just a second. But I love this quote from him where it says, "The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time to start is today." Love that. Love that. Love that. So, man, I'm hoping you guys are tracking with us. Okay, tracking with us. If you haven't already, take a second to share the stream, tag a friend or two or three or 20, and let's have a good time as we dive into today's show. Let's. Here we are. Kevin, it's so good to have you on the channel, on the show, Convos and Collabs by How It All Works. Man, I see Rabbi David Paskin is here. I see Anthony Corns has joined us. I just got a notification that Blind Guy, his wife, their life just shared the video. Thank you so much.
Wow, that's
for
cool.
sharing the video.
That is cool.
That is so cool, man. Kevin, I have been looking forward to this interview. I've been looking forward to this conversation for a while. I'm so glad that you're able to come through and hang out with us. You are a wealth of knowledge. Yes, Anthony, I'm going to just make a shift here real quick. Anthony Korn says Kevin's setup is fire. And I must agree with Anthony. Yes.
It's all fake. I'm actually I'm at the beach. I just decided a long time ago I would do one of those virtual backgrounds to make it look like I had an office. No.
Yeah. Listen. Kevin told me before we went live that he got a new mic, guys. I did. I absolutely love the sound of this thing. It is a Shure mic. Talk to us. Just give us a little bit about the mic before we dive into some of our questions.
So, and don't hold it against me. I find mics and I go, this is the one, and I'm like, oh, look at that mic. And I'm not a big spender on things, but this is actually the Shure. This is how bad it is. I had to look it up right when I told you. I'm like, hey, dude, I got a new mic. And you go, what is it? I'm like, I don't know. Let me go to Amazon quickly. It's like a Shure MV51, I believe.
51.
And, I mean, you can see it right there. It's just, it looks cool, which is funny because I really see the coolness from this side.
Right.
It's a USB. I've got it on a Rode arm, and I don't know. It kind of fits the vibe, so I went with it.
Yeah. No, I absolutely love it, and the sound is awesome. It is
Thanks,
really, really great. I see that Anthony Korn says guilty, and I think he's referring to the fact that, because I know him personally, and he has a lot of mics. He doesn't have a mic. I don't think there is a mic that he has not purchased. So you're in good company. You're in good company, Kevin. Kevin, tell the folks, listen, we always start with this question. We want you to tell the folks just a little bit about yourself, who you are, and your relationship to this whole live streaming content creator space.
Yeah, so my name is Kevin Kolbe, which is perfect since that's the guest you have on tonight. So
that
so
means
my embarrassing. Yeah,
my lower third is right.
Yeah, Philip Smith. No offense to Philip Smith out there. So I'm a video coach and a content creator. My background is I started a long time ago in radio. Thought I'd be in radio forever. Loved radio. Eventually got into television and I thought, whoo. This is like radio with pictures. I like this. Yeah. And I was in TV for a long time. And actually was a creative director at a Fox station for many years. Nice. And position went away. And, I kept thinking, what am I going to do? And I eventually just started my own business. I think that was the door God kept opening, even though I kept trying to go over here. And he was like, oh, I'll wait. That's good. I'm patient.
That's my story too.
Yeah. If you haven't read Exodus, Kevin, that's okay, but I'll wait. And so I just started my own business, and I love to help people get into video and content creation and things like that. So it's something I've been doing for a long time. It's just creating content, and for the longest time, I actually lived through my creative team. And then I just in love just putting stuff out there and helping people and I've got clients that run the gamut, nonprofits to national or whatever, but then I also do stuff for my YouTube channel and so that's pretty much my thing.
Man, that is so good. You shared a lot right there, and you said something that resonated with me. You said, God kept on pointing me in one direction. He said, I'll wait. Oh, yeah. That so resonates with me. That resonates with my story as well. Actually decided to quit my job in the middle of the pandemic. And but I honestly believe that God was wanting me to do that maybe a year or two prior, and I was running. And things have just kind of taken off from there. But this is so cool. James Hicks is in the house. Blind Guy's wife there live says anybody with that mic is good people. So clearly,
well, I'll take my next headshot with it.
Oh man, that is so good. That is so good. You kind of rolled both questions into one. Our second question, of course, talks about what's your content creator live streaming story. You kind of gave us some of those pieces in terms of you coming from radio and live streaming and TV, I should say. What I would want to kind of expound on is how does that translate? What are some of the skills that you were able to easily move from radio over to of live streaming and content creation, radio and TV? That is.
That's actually a great question. I got I mean, well, first of all, I got to go back to my parents. So, my dad is very quiet, and my mother literally still to this day will go and talk to the vegetables at the grocery store. And so I got the chattiness from her, and she's just, I mean, she'll talk to anybody. She loves everybody. And so
that's so good.
When I got into radio, you immediately, as soon as you hit that on air button and you're live. Yeah. And, so I think when you take that and then you couple it with video. So to me, live streaming is just, it's now granted, in television, we would live stream all the time. But then when you're doing your own thing, it's like, well, when you're in radio, you're looking at a microphone.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm looking at a camera. I mean, you're on a monitor right under it. And so you start thinking of the people you're talking to. And so to me, that's what kind of carried it over. What made it even better, though, because you could be on the radio. In fact, I got back into radio a couple of years ago and got to work for just this mega station. It was really cool. I thought they were messing with me when they said, "Hey, do you want to do a shift on here?" And I'm like, "What, did you run out of people? Seriously?"
Wow.
Me? Yeah.
Wow.
And it was, I did just under a year, and it was fun. But you could be on for quite a while and nobody calls. It's very different. And at least with live streaming and YouTube and things like that, when anybody reaches out and says, "Hey, they've got a question or something, mm-hmm. or they want to comment or whatever," mm-hmm. it's just like, and globally, all of the radio stations I've been on have been local, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I still have radio is probably still my first love, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But unless it was streaming somewhere, which back in the day when I was in radio, it wasn't, but now, I mean, you've got somebody on here from the Philippines. I think it's just so cool. That is so cool.
So cool. I think sometimes we gloss over the fact that this person is in a whole different time zone. It's literally, I think if I'm not mistaken, Daryl, you can correct me, but I believe it's like 8 a.m. Tuesday morning for you, right? You're 13 hours ahead of me, at least. That's absolutely amazing. But that is so cool. Folks in the comments, I want you to kind of throw out whatever, throw out some questions for me, for Kevin, throw out questions about your creator journey, comments about that. Talk about some of the things that you may have questions of, just given what Kevin has already shared in terms of his background. Yeah. In radio and then TV and now in content creation and live streaming. Kevin, your title is, let me make sure if I got this thing right. You're a live video coach?
It's a video coach.
Video coach.
I had to put something on the card to drop it into all the free lunch places.
That's right. Right.
And Willie Nelson's cousin didn't look good. I'm not Willie Nelson's cousin. I'm a stunt double. But I'm not right, as people tell me.
Man. You're in good company.
The thing is, and somebody asked me earlier today, asked in a Facebook post about, what's the difference between a consultant and a coach. And I said, for me, a coach is somebody that works with you, beside you, helps you, either to teach some new skills or to light a fire under some that maybe you forgot about, and then they step back. And that's what I like. And I love video. I certainly don't know all about it. And as I will probably get into this, but I don't want to blow up your audience here, but I am 60, which most people are like, people that know me are like, really? You're 60, and then there's also the people like, I didn't think you'd be alive when you were 60, which you always appreciate those people. But
of course.
Thank you very much for pointing that out. But I love creating content, and I love helping people get into video. And you can do so many things with video. And so that's why I thought, people want to know what your title is, and so I just call myself a video coach.
Coach. Yeah, that's good. Listen, I love the term coach is the way you defined it is perfect. I think that is exactly the kind of thing that we need people to walk away with, and in terms of the services that you will be providing for them. Mm-hmm. Couple of really cool comments here. So Daryl replied. He said it's actually 8:17 a.m.
Wow.
And it's already 98 degrees Fahrenheit. That is hot, man. And then Daryl also replied again saying that he's going to be signing up for some of your coaching, and he's going to be joining the membership on my side as well. That's so cool, Daryl, man. Listen, that is awesome, man.
Cool.
Would love to hang out with you. I know you're a missionary over there. Would love to know where you're from, man. Keep commenting. We'd want to engage with you a little more. Tell us if you're from the U.S. or where are you missionary from? Like, so give us a little more information there. Her name is Sable. Her YouTube name is Curls of a CPA, but she says 60. Where's the 60? Right?
Yeah. It was. I tell you, it's funny because we were talking before. So I've got 3 kids. I've been so blessed with 3 kids, and our daughter just turned 20, and she I don't know how many days and weeks before she goes, Dad, you're gonna be 60. And I'm like, yes, honey. I've known that since I was probably 1. I was hoping I'd shoot for that. Yeah, But can I share this? This is funny. So the other night, because she's been telling me, she goes, Dad, 60's not old. 60's not old. It's just not. Well, the other night we're sitting around watching television, and she starts talking about some lady, and I said, and she goes, well, she's really old. She's like 60. And I said, what? And she goes, no. I mean, no, I didn't mean old. I meant like she's old.
She's old. Tried to clean it up.
Yeah, and I thought, yeah, it's fine. I'm too tired to get over it and give you a spanking. No, I'm just joking.
Listen, so Albert is saying that you've got a nice voice, and he's saying he's wondering, do you sing as well as Kirk? Well, I take that as a compliment, I guess. Yeah. But he's asking if we can do a duet. I do not think we will be doing a duet today. Not today, Albert.
That's very kind. The only instrument I play is Spotify. I'm really good at it. I cannot sing, and have never been asked to sing. In fact, I apologize.
No worries.
My wife has a unbelievably beautiful voice, and there'd be times at church people would come up and they'd say, "Hey, how are you?" And they'd look at her and they go, "Oh, could you sing some more?" I'll just step back. Yeah.
Wow, that is so cool. That is so cool. I absolutely love singing. It's something that I mean, my family's probably like, stop singing. So I especially during the pandemic, I've just been singing around the house. So that's good. That's good. Anthony Corn says 60 is seasoned. I like that. I like that. He says 60.
Anthony, my thing is now 60 is the new 30. How about that?
Ooh, the new 30. I like that. Yeah. So here's one comment. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, the funny thing is, and I, maybe we're getting too far off script, but and maybe this helps somebody out there. So the funny thing is, age to me is like no big deal. It's just no big deal, not unless you're 80 and you want to marry my 20-year-old daughter. That would make
that's a big deal. Yeah.
Age is no big deal, right? And so it's never been a thing. But then when I hit 60, I had some folks and a friend of mine who also works for in the video world said, Kevin, you ought to really lean into that more. You could help more people around the boomers and the Gen X's. And I thought, well, and this sounds crazy, but I thought, well, maybe God still has me here. And if that's the case, that's great. And I love helping people. So it was really weird now. And of course, now I'm having more fun with it because in reality, I mean, there are people, in their 80s and 90s that are still making an amazing impact in this world.
Yeah, they are.
And so I'm like, go for it. So it's so funny though, talking about it, and putting something out there, and people who've known me for years are like, wait a minute, what? You? There ain't no way.
I'm so glad you brought that up because we did talk about this in the lead up. And for those who have seen the audience question, go ahead and make sure you put those comments in the put your comments in so that we can grab those, and me and Kevin will just kind of go back and forth and grab some of those. But I saw your post earlier today where you're talking about making a pivot on your channel, and then when we probed a little deeper in the comments underneath, you kind of shared that you're going to be leaning into that very thing, right? Really assisting those two generations to embrace live video or just content creation as a whole. There's still so much that can be done. Absolutely. I think it's possible. In fact, one of the things I wanted to share right before you comment, I know you got some more to say, but one of the things I love about first of all, your willingness to say that you're 60. A lot of people would not be, but there's no boundaries here. I mean, you're killing it.
Yeah.
Your background looks great. Are you still using the M50 or are you using something else for your camera?
No, this is an M50 Mark II. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got the M50 going.
Yep.
It's possible. And I think that's what people see when they see someone that they can identify with.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, if he can do it, then maybe
he can do it,
I can try it too. And that's what I love about it. I love that you're in this space and you're killing the game. You're creating content for Ecamm and StreamYard, and you've got your own channel. You're coaching folks. I just think it's amazing. So yeah. Talk to us a little more about some of those pieces. I have some other questions here for you, but I know I wanted to see if you wanted to comment on the.
Bring them on.
Okay. All right. Cool. So first of all, I want to say to Daryl Cheeks, who is the missionary in Philippines. He says, I'm a South Carolina boy, go Clemson. Well, I live in Alabama, so there's a bit of a rivalry there. But I love Clemson. I love the team there. I love the history. And
I'm in North Carolina, so all I'll say is go Duke.
Oh wow! Look, we got a whole thing right here. This could literally derail the entire conversation. So let me move quickly.
Yeah, now we'll see how the 60-year-old comments go. That old man talking about Duke. What's he talking about?
This is a good one here. And so is Kevin mainly doing live streams, or is he also creating edited videos on specific topics? Does he have a preference since he's comfortable with the radio space? That's a really good question, and it's one that I would love for you to expound on. Yeah,
that is a great question. So I actually do both.
I thought so.
Up until last Friday, I was live streaming every Friday. I've been doing that for several months, and I'm going to break from doing every Friday and do lives now periodically on a topic like, I think this maybe plays better for a live or a tutorial. Mm-hmm. So I do both, and I also do edited videos. So my goal is to post a produced video every week on a specific topic. The one I'm hoping to get out this week is just about searching in Google and some ways you can do that.
Nice.
And then I live stream too. Then I also, like you mentioned, I've done things for Ecamm and Be Live, and also now I'm doing things with StreamYard. So I actually live stream twice a month on their channel.
I saw that.
Yeah, on Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah. So, but it's it's different energy. It's just I love shooting and editing. I think editing is by far my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
I've just always loved it. But man, when you get ready to go live and you see it and all of a sudden it's live, there's just a different energy. And let me say to your audience too, if you're worried about going live because you're afraid of what's going to happen, I can guarantee you whatever you're afraid is going to happen, it's happened to me.
That's so good.
I think every possible thing has happened. And so, you roll with it, and sometimes you make it part of the material or the show, and and kill me yet. So
I say to folks all the time that most of the content on my YouTube channel, right, anything that I like a how-to that I'm showing you what not to do, it's because I did what you're not supposed to do.
That's how we learn. Yeah,
that's how we learn. It's how we learn. That's so good.
Yeah.
I got another here. Let's see here. Where? Well, first of all, I wanted to throw this in here. You talked about the different platforms, but I also know that you're growing on Amazon Live as well, right?
Yeah, I started doing that. It's funny because I've been an Amazon associate for a while, and I had applied a couple of times, and some, I think, friends of ours, Chris Stone and Jim Furs, I was on their show, and they were like, Kevin, you need to apply again. I'm like, yeah, and I got accepted into the Amazon Influencer Program,
right,
which allows me then to live stream on Amazon.
Exactly.
And so recently I got you start. I forgot what level you start at.
I forgot as well. Yeah.
What is it? And you guys. So I'm on the second level now. I know A-list is the top, which I'm not sure I'll get to that, and that's cool. But then I think it's Rising Star Insider. So I'm an insider now.
That's right.
It's a totally different platform because you're really just talking to people that are shopping, but at the same time, if you can entertain them and help them maybe with the decision. So I've been doing that more. My goal there is to do at least one a week if I can. My core platform's YouTube, and then followed by Facebook. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yeah.
And I think that's so good that you said that my core platform is YouTube, then followed by Facebook. But you have a strategy for Amazon Live, and so I'm doing very much the same. I'm at that very bottom rung level of Amazon Live, and I'm planning on really making some inroads. There's some time that I'm going to allocate to that, and just kind of go for it. I'm not planning on multi-streaming either. I'm just gonna kind of really dedicate some time there. So I want to answer this one question since it's related to what we just said. Daryl Cheeks is asking, what is Amazon Live? And it's essentially, correct me if I'm wrong here, Kevin, I look at it as Amazon's crowdsourced home shopping network, essentially.
Yeah.
They basically,
I think that nails it. Yeah.
Yeah. They're getting creators and influencers to basically just like Curls of a CPA. She's in the chat right now. She has a channel about natural hair for African Americans. Cool. And so she has a lot of products that she's constantly pushing. Well, she should be on Amazon Live pushing those products because Amazon also sells those products. Same thing for Kevin. Kevin's got this new mic. He would take this mic and just go on Amazon Live and say, "Hey, I love this. It's USB."
Just talk about it. Yeah.
Talk about a few things, and that's kind of what Amazon Live is all about. And I think it's a really great option because when you think about the amount of people who are on Amazon.com, it is a ridiculous audience. And,
and it's still new. I mean, that's the thing. It's kind of like a little bit like the wild, wild west there, and when you get into that program, you have your own shop page. Yeah. And so every time you live stream, it's there. You can also upload produced videos, and then they have what's called shoppable photos. And so you can upload a photo and tag it. So it is a way to make money. I think you have to go into it, understanding it may be nickels and dimes for quite a while.
Right.
But, the thing that I just, sometimes it blows my mind is YouTube, second biggest. Well, it's the second biggest search engine. It's the search engine in the world, right? Second to Google.
That's right. That's correct.
And it cost nada to start a channel and start talking to people.
Yes.
And that just blows my mind. So even on Amazon, I'm not paying to be on there, and it's just a different animal, but it's fun. It's just fun.
And I saw some of your numbers. I don't want to turn this into an Amazon Live thing, but I saw some of your numbers for the couple of live streams you did for Prime Day and some other stuff. And that's the other piece that we probably have not mentioned. And again, I've got some content about Amazon Live as well for those that want to know more. But it's really about you getting a return on the time that you've invested to be live on the platform. So it's a great thing there. I want to grab one or two more questions. Let's see here. I got man, there's a lot of questions here. Okay, so
and you guys, you can ask me anything. I don't want to hijack Kirk's show.
Listen, I love
nice
the fact
to have
that
me on. So
I love the fact that they're asking questions. This is the engagement here is what we all look for. Where were you able to transition some of your radio gear into your live stream setup?
Not really. Okay,
I didn't think so.
That's a great question. Probably just more of the I was trying to say voice. Wow, that sounds so arrogant. Probably more of just what I had. Now I tell you though, something I did do, and I'll compare it with a friend of mine who I won't say who it is, but when I was still so my last job in television, I was a creative director for a Fox station.
Okay.
And I started buying gear while I still had my full-time paid for by a company job, if that makes sense, because I thought, I want to start doing stuff eventually on my own. And then eventually when the job was eliminated, I had a setup, I had some gear, and a friend of mine, who was more of a radio background, he waited, unfortunately, until his job went away. Then he had to start ramping up gear. So I'm not a big proponent of you've got to go buy a lot of gear. I just don't. People think the gear is going to make them creative, and I always say the gear will help you create, but it's not going to make you creative at all.
That's
Kurt
good.
and I could be doing this with our smartphones. Heck, we could be doing it with the built-in camera on the laptop.
A
right?
laptop,
I mean,
that's right.
but if you think you want to start creating and you have a means to support yourself, just start buying little pieces here and there, and then if something happens, like with me, it's like, oh man, because if I'd had to scramble, I probably wouldn't have bought a camera and things like that. If that makes sense.
It does. No, that makes perfect sense. I mean, there's
you young kids out there today don't appreciate what you've got.
There's wisdom. There's so much wisdom there as well. I think.
I don't want to be the angry old man.
I always I always say to folks, if you're in a industry, like a good friend of mine is in the voiceover industry, and he's for a long time he would get script and he would go to whatever studio, he would record it, and then they would do whatever to it, and away it went. But he said he didn't really start making good money until he built out a studio for himself at home. And so I always say to folks, like, there's always good reason to have a home version of what you do at work, because you can showcase what value, the value you provide at work. You can showcase that at home. And of course, if anything does happen, if you want a side gig, you want to take on a little project, then you have your own gear. You don't have to go borrow from work. So that's a really good piece right there. Really good piece. Yeah. So somebody was asking what video editor you use. I think we can just answer that one real quick and move on.
It's Final Cut. Final Cut all the way. Final Cut. I actually learned years ago on non-digital, on tape, and then I my first non-linear, it's called. I went into Avid, Premiere, which is a great program, and some other things. But I've been on Final Cut Pro now for a few years and just love it.
Absolutely.
Alicio
Wade says we're live, and he says, I'm loving the color coordination. Alicio, man, thank you so much for coming through. And David Hunt says 50 is the new 20.
I like that. Yeah.
David, that's so good, man. That is so good. One of the let me get this. I've got two more questions, but I want to run this quick little ad for our audience to just take a peek at real quick. We are using Ecamm Live right now for this live show, and I wanted to run this ad. You might recognize the person that's in here.
How I love Ecamm. Let me count the ways. I'm Kevin with Kevin Kolbe Media, and one of the things I do is I help people make an impact in the world with video marketing. And let me tell you, Ecamm is one of my core tools that helps me do that. I love Ecamm, which is legal in all 50 states and most countries too. So one of the reasons I love Ecamm is because they make it so easy to live stream. So sometimes I live stream with my phone, sometimes with my webcam, but most of the time I live stream using my Canon M50. And get this, Ecamm allows me to use the USB cord to plug right into my computer. And that's just stinking cool. Another reason I love it is because you get this amazing production studio right on your desktop. It is a Mac only product, so for you PC people, got nothing for you. But the interface is easy to use, and you can add name supers and lower third animations, full screen graphics. You can share your screen. It's even easy to bring in videos and show other things. It's like having a full-fledged production studio right on your desktop, and that's another reason I love it. Another reason I love Ecamm is they have something called virtual camera, which means you can take Ecamm with you. I mean, you don't have to pack it up and go anywhere, but like if you're using Zoom, now you can use Ecamm to broadcast into Zoom, and that's cool too. Another reason I love Ecamm is because every time you record, it leaves a digital file automatically on your hard drive. Even when you're live streaming, then you immediately get a copy of that on your hard drive, which then you can dump into Final Cut Pro, which is what I edit on, and trim it up, or you can share that somewhere else. And talking about live streaming, they have the ability right from Ecamm to live stream into Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, even Periscope. Don't know who does that, but they have it. And another reason I love it, the two guys that started it are named Ken and Glenn, and they're twins. I didn't mean to get all Dr. Seuss on you, but it's true. And another thing I love is how Ecamm integrates with the Elgato Stream Deck. And so what that allows you to do, like I have the 15-button one, you can easily program scenes. And so when I'm just doing my show, I can like punch things and my name comes up or a graphic comes up, and that makes it so much smoother to produce a show. So those are just some of the reasons I love Ecamm. And maybe one of the ones I should have said is it just works. You fire it up and it works. And that's probably what we all want when we're looking for software and programs to get our message out there. You need to check it out because my gut is you'll love Ecamm too. Thanks for watching. I'm Kevin. Have a great day.
Wow, wow, wow. Love that. Love that. For those that we played two little pieces there. One is from Composition. That's the company my wife and I run, where we do live production, remote live production for clients, for faith-based entities, for small business, for entrepreneurs. And it has been a blast. But that video, the last video that you just watched, was from Kevin, one of his videos that he did for Ecamm. And Ecamm, again, is what we're using to stream today. And Ecamm is a sponsor for Convos and Collabs. So excited about that and excited about some of the stuff you shared there. That was good stuff, man.
Thanks. But hey, let's talk about the space for a second too. I mean, I think people feel like they've got to have a big space and everything. So I'm not joking. This is look now you're just messing with me.
No, listen.
Hey, you know what?
I've got to show people the site, man.
So here's what I love about this. So me sitting there looking cool, my daughter took that photo, and
that's excellent.
Here's what I love. Here's just what I love. So she's just so photogenic. She is just beautiful inside and out. And so she, I was like, hey, let's go shoot some photos. And so I said, here, just take some of me. And I'm like, honey, I'm going to use that on my website. I just like the
there
photo.
It is.
But
the lighting behind you, it's really good. It's a good capture, great capture.
But my space was a bedroom, 11 by 13, but yet I've got probably 5 or 6 maybe angles in here.
Good.
And and now this is a setup. I've got a video one stand over here that I can roll around the room. But the only reason I throw that out there is that people sometimes think, I got to have a big space and a lot of stuff. No, not really.
Not really.
In fact, my stuff is mounted to my desk. I stand up now a lot, like right now when I'm live streaming, because there's a different vibe. In fact, when I was on radio, I would stand up.
It is.
And,
yeah.
I stand up most of the time when I'm editing and things. So, if you have a small space, it's okay. It's just okay. Use what you got.
Use what you got. I love that. Use what you got. I see Elicio says, it just works. It just works. And he put works in the way we spell how it all works. I love that. I talk about branding. That is so great.
You're going to owe him some affiliate money here.
I'm definitely going to owe him some money. I owe Elicio all the time. So it's good people, man.
He's good.
Hey, it's the link for the website, Daryl, is yourcomposition.com. Yourcomposition.com. I'm going to try and put it on the screen here real quick for you. It is yourcomposition.com, and the specific page that we were showing a second ago is the Go Live page. So I'm going to put that on screen. It's been more and more difficult to place these things in the comments. We've been getting flagged for those. I don't know what that's about, but I'm just going to put this on screen for you here. Yourcomposition.com/go live. So there you have it. Welcome to the group. They're so cool. Hello, everyone. This is my first time to the chat. Great information. Deandra Blake, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're excited that you're here. Thank you, Albert, for making sure that she is welcome. If it's your first time here, then we're definitely doing something right, because we're excited to have you here. Man, so Kevin, listen, I've got another question here. Let me see if I can maneuver my stuff around here to get to it. This is one that I get all the time, and we've kind of danced around this a little bit in our conversation already. But what do you need to actually go live? Like, what do you need? We talked about the phone, we talked about the laptop, but what do you actually need? Like, what is it? Critical components needed to start live streaming?
I mean, you need a camera.
You do.
But let me back up. So your camera that's on your laptop is not that great, but if that's all you've got, you got a camera. People forget that.
It's true.
Your phone, this is a camera. In fact, I remember a few years ago, Apple even stopped promoting it as a phone. It was like a camera.
Yeah.
Your audio would help. I know there's a lot of folks that say, you want a really stable internet connection, and that's true. Sometimes you don't have, it's out of your control. I mean, when I redid my office recently, I am hardwired into my computer, so I have a stable connection.
Yes.
But let me back up and say, what I think you need is just the desire to go and get over yourself and put yourself out there. And if it doesn't go right, it's okay.
Yeah.
And then worry about what you're going to do. So I wouldn't go buy and look, and trust me, I got affiliate links, from here to the moon, but I wouldn't go out and invest in gear. If you're thinking of going live, I'd use what you got. I'd use your phone. I'd use your laptop, and just start putting it out there. And, people say, what would I talk about? Talk about, hey, this is my first live stream. Are you as nervous as I am? Thanks for being here. Because chances are nobody's going to see it. But even if they do, that's okay.
Yeah.
So, as you ramp up, like I use an M50 Mark II. I love Canon. There's nothing against Sony. Sony's great. Panasonic's great.
Yeah.
It ain't about the camera. But, I plug mine in. And I mean, there's other things I think as you start doing more, you want to do, like a dedicated power supply and a good mic. But the mic I was using recently is a $70 mic that sounds great.
Yeah.
Why'd you buy a new one, Kevin? No, there's a lot of counseling for that we don't have time to get into, but I just did. But, I would say just, have the desire to do it. Figure out maybe what you're going to do later. It could be for your business. It could be for your nonprofit. It could be for an event or a fundraiser for your church or whatever.
Yep.
And let that start, and then go with what you've got and kind of ramp up from there. I mean, there's apps on here. I mean, you don't even need an app, but there's apps on that you can get for your iPhone, and I'm sure an Android. I'm a Mac guy, so all I do is I pray for PC for Android people.
Pray for us. Pray for us. I'm firmly in both worlds, so continue.
Yeah. But I mean, there's like a $5 app that I can get on my phone that actually will turn my phone into like a DSLR camera.
Yeah.
And if you're like, hey, I don't understand any of that, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't let it hold you back. Just get out there and try it. And the other thing too about live, you mind me throwing this out, is that it's kind of a it's a twofer. I mean, I love producing and editing videos, but when you post it out there, it's done. Well, as soon as this is over, so Kirk is getting the benefit of this live. Well, when it's over, it's going to stay up then as a produced video for all practical purposes. So now he's gotten two benefits from there, and it's just like, oh, wow. And platforms love live, but then all of a sudden if it gets engagement later, that's good too.
And I want to say this, I think this is a great segue, but to my replay squad, if you're getting value, man, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you leave a comment below. I'll make sure if you got questions for Kevin, I'll tag him and bring him into the comments as well. But as you guys always know, I respond to every last comment that's on our videos. But listen, you are knocking it out the park. I want to throw this last question up here. We've got some good comments coming through as well. People are talking about your mic, the MV51, SK's Crappy Catching Adventures. What's good, SK? It's good to see you. Thank you for coming through. He's saying I do my lives with my laptop camera, and listen, you get it done.
Nothing wrong with that.
I always say to new clients, new coaching clients, commit to 10. Don't commit to 1. Commit to doing 10. And because somewhere around 5 or 6, you're going to get into a rhythm.
Yeah.
And you may forget that you were counting by the time you get to 10. But the point is, there's no way to get over the horrible ones. You just got to get through them.
Yeah. And and it's going to happen. I mean, things with live, I mean, when you're producing videos, you can control everything. I mean, to a degree, you can control everything, right? But live, it just happens. And good for you that you're going live with your laptop, because there would be some pros out there that say you don't want to do that because it doesn't look good. But you know what? The people that are still waiting to get the right gear, and there ain't no right gear, then you're already having more and more experience, which can lead to, maybe some revenue potential or getting your name out there or whatever, you do. That's huge. That's huge. Yeah.
And this is, I mean, and again, SK has a very unique lane that he's in. And I just think it's phenomenal that he's out there. He's doing it. He's growing a community. He's growing a following. And that's what it's all about. Yeah. That's what it's all about. This is the question here on the screen. I mean, and I get this question all the time, but is live streaming really relevant for everyone? What is the motivator to get started? Right. So, I mean, why should...
I think it is relevant for anybody. Now, I've got a good friend that I finally convinced to get on YouTube last year, and he's having a blast. He went from like, I don't know, and he's just now short of 400,000 views. Wow. And I told him, I said, you're going to keep growing, you're going to keep doing. He has a DIY channel, and he's great, and he's not a professional video guy. Now he keeps going, I don't know if I'm going to live stream or not, but the thing is, though, live streaming, it's like years ago, if you had an idea for a show, you had the 3 networks maybe to go to, and if they didn't want to do it, you were out of luck. And as I think we covered earlier, I can't sing, but even as an artist, I mean, you were limited to labels, and your choices were so limited. Well, now, again, your laptop. You can go live on any platform. If you've got an idea for a show, I mean, look at this show Kirk does. This is fire. And he didn't have to go pitch it to like people, and they're going, well, I don't know. What's the ROI on that?
Right.
Can you do like a year's worth and we'll look at it? And he's like, dude, I'm going to be down the road by then. So,
that is so good.
Try it. I would always not, I don't like people to say, well, I don't know if I could do it if you've never tried. You can't call yourself a live streamer if you ain't ever live streamed. You can't call yourself an author if you hadn't written a book.
There it is. And
I don't call myself a singer, because if you heard me sing, you'd say, yeah, dude, you're not a singer.
You're not a singer.
So I do think it's relevant for everyone. I do think there's some people that excel at it more.
Yes.
I won't say success, because you have to define your own success. The world will tell you what it is, but you have to decide what your success is, and for you and your family.
Yeah.
But I think it can be relevant for anything, any business, anything. And as far as, the motivation, and I was thinking about this today, and I'm so glad you asked this, is that I actually believe for folks that are just so scared about being on camera and I don't have the confidence, go live. And put it out there. What I wouldn't do is go live and keep it private. I'd go live and make it public. And because that's going to help you get more confidence and learn. And maybe you just say, I'm just not that crazy about the live stuff. But you're going to learn more about yourself too.
Yeah. There's a unknown component to live that I always talk up. And of course, you being a person of faith, I can actually say directly what it is, as opposed to talking around it. But there's a Holy Spirit component there that you just have no clue who's going to show up. You don't know what questions are going to be asked, and that's the component that you'll never get in your produced videos, in your produced content. While that's great, I produce my videos for my YouTube channel. I do videos every week, but there's something that happens when live on this show, in this conversation with you. We didn't know who was going to show up. Somebody came here tonight. This is their first time showing up for the show.
That's
There's
cool.
an unknown component that we
Oh,
just cannot control, and it adds
absolutely.
to the spice, right? To the flavor of the show and the experience. And there's data that supports this. So I could not agree with you more. I think live streaming is relevant for any business, any
Oh yeah.
person. If you
Yep.
can speak, live
Yeah.
streaming is probably for you,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there's something for you to share, and
Yeah.
there's something that you have expertise at. There's something that you
Yeah.
have a question that you can answer, and that's why
Yep.
I'm so adamant that this is something for pretty much everybody. And I think your answer was so great. We had Melanie Diane Howe on the show last week.
Oh, yeah. I
And
love her.
oh yeah, she's phenomenal. And one of the things she said was she kind of fell into it as she put up a video on her YouTube channel as a how to for a friend, and didn't make it private. And it ended up, kind of building traction. And she's like, where are all these subscribers coming from one video? Where are all these views coming from? And she went back and was like, oh my word, I didn't make this private. And so she kind of was like, she put a poll out there. What else do you guys want to see? And people started telling her. She started creating content. I don't think there is a person alive that content creation and live streaming is not for. It's you just got to dip your toe in the water. You got to swim around for a while and get a feel for it. And I think
the what ifs can be the biggest creativity killer. What if?
Yeah.
I mean, I did a video podcast for 3 seasons, whatever you want to call it, with a good buddy of mine, former radio guy. And I remember right before we did the first one, he was like, yeah, I don't know. What if nobody watches? And I said, the Bill is his name. I said, the only guarantee I'm going to make you is if we don't ever do it, nobody's going to watch. Beyond that, dude, there ain't no guarantees, and let's just have fun. And we haven't done the show now for at least over a year. And there's a Facebook page to it. And we still get people liking the page. And it's wild. So don't, you can what if it to death. And then, what if you don't do it? Oh,
what if you don't do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I always end with this question. Let's see here. Did I do that right? Yes, I did. This is what I always end with. And we're right at the 5-minute mark. I want to make sure that we get into the after party. And so even as I put this question up on screen, what video topic could we collaborate on, right? I mean, so an audience, give us some suggestions. You've heard us talk for the last 45, 50 minutes. Yeah. What would you want to see us do a produced video? Something that me and Kevin would both, do some pieces, put it together. And
I'd love to.
And Kevin, if you're cool with it, it would actually live on the Ecamm channel, but we can chat about that after.
Yeah.
Let me go back to this screen here. So as we wait for some of your suggestions, I wanted to show this screen here. This is buymeacoffee.com/KirkRNugent. You've been seeing this thing scrolling on the bottom of the screen this entire time. Definitely want you to be able to join us for the after party on Zoom. Tickets are available on buymeacoffee.com/KirkRNugent. In fact, it's right here, Convos and Collabs after party. So you want to be able to go through and click that link and join us for the after party today. But yeah, we're waiting for you in the comments. Kevin, what do you think? What could we collaborate on in terms of 7 to 10 minute video that we could just mash up, provide some value to some folks? I mean, we've talked about a lot today already.
Yeah, I think sometimes just talking about where we started and where we're going from and the mistakes we're making. I think there's too many times it's, everything looks all shiny and buttoned up and they're thinking, wow, those guys don't ever make mistakes. But I think letting people know that, it's okay to be real. It's okay to be you.
Yeah.
And you got gifts. And I believe this that every day I'm alive, that the more we have the gifts, when we're not using our gifts, we're robbing the world. We just are.
Wow. I could not agree with you more. I mean, when we're not using our gifts, we're robbing the world. Wow. Daryl from the Philippines says, God is amazing. Thank you for the stream. You guys are awesome. He put John 3:16 there. Thank you so much, Daryl.
Thanks, man.
Curls of a CPA, Sable says, show us how to prep for a live stream with Ecamm, but I want to see y'all desktops and screens. Okay, that's very specific.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Kind of a behind the scenes. She wants to see desktop and screens. I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
We got one or two more. Go ahead.
We may have different setups, but still, it
Yeah.
might be kind of cool to see how people do. I'm a sucker for behind the scenes and studio tours. I just am. I'll watch those all day long.
That's a rabbit hole for me. Like YouTube just keeps on suggesting. I'm like,
just one more, just one more. Yeah.
Daryl also says how to gain confidence going live. I like that one too. So I'm just making notes of this, and Kevin, I'll send you a meeting request, and we'll just kind of chat through what we want to do, and then
I'm down with that.
We'll figure out which one of these we'll tackle. But we've got some really good comments now. My only ask of you guys is that when we put out the video, you got to go and watch it, right?
Gotta watch it. Yeah.
And then for my replay squad, man, make sure you leave something in the comments. If there's something specific you're like, I would love for them to do this, leave it in there. We might be able to mix it into the topic that we choose. So leave it in the comments for us. Somebody says how to transition from OBS to Ecamm and back to OBS. Wow, that's amazing. Deandra says 5 ways to level up your live stream. Man, they're coming in now.
Sounds like somebody's been doing their little SEO keyword research there.
That's what it sounds like. What it sounds like.
I like that. Yeah.
Oh man, but this has been a treat for me to have you on here. The time always just flies by. I'm always amazed that it's like it's been an hour already. Wow. So, but man, I can't thank you enough for taking time to come out and just talk to the How It All Works community. If there's anything that I can do to return the favor, man, absolutely let me know. I'm looking forward to working with you for the collab video. And
absolutely,
is there anything that you want to share with folks? I mean, we showed them the website. It's right underneath his name on the screen. And for those that are watching, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, his YouTube channel and his website are both in the description of these videos. So you have those links there for you. But if there's anything that you have got going on that you want people to support, you got the live show with StreamYard on Thursdays, is it?
Every other Wednesday. So I'll be
Wednesday on
StreamYard. Actually this Wednesday, talking about how to keep an audience engaged, ironically. And so I'm going to steal all your ideas.
Good.
Yeah. If people, I'd love to have people check out my YouTube channel, and knowing that I'm going to be kind of working on pivoting more to hopefully serving more baby boomers and Gen X's. I'm open to ideas. I've also got a buy me a coffee site, but I don't want to take away from yours.
No. We can plug that.
Come coffee on. At Kevin Kolbe. But I'm honored and that you would have me on, and I had a blast, and I appreciate it. And to your audience out there, really, I love the questions, and you guys just rock. Thank you.
Absolutely. And again, just a word of thanks from me for coming out and hanging out with us and really just providing a tremendous amount of value. It has been a pleasure to have you on the show. Man, folks, that's it. That's a wrap. I don't know what you want to do. If you already went over to buymeacoffee.com/KirkRNugent to get your ticket. I don't know if you've done that already. I'm about to start the Zoom room right now. Let me go ahead and click the start button on that so that people can start connecting and joining us for the after party. We're going to hang out for like 20 minutes or so to just kind of allow anybody that wants to some time to chat it up with me and Kevin. But man, this has been an amazing show, an amazing experience. Thank you guys so much. Again, we are on our road to 5,000. And so if there's something that was in the video today that you thought was great and really helped you to put some things in perspective, and that there are others that need to hear that as well, consider sharing it with someone else. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button. Make sure the notification bell is rung, because you want to know when we go live, and you want to know when we have new content. And we will be, because we have our shows on Mondays, Convos and Collabs. We have our show on Wednesdays, which is the Midweek Huddle. Then we also have our show on Friday nights, is the Virtual Cafe. It's a little late, but it's always a ton of fun, unscripted, and tremendous value. It's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher, hoping that somewhere in the video today, somewhere while me and Kevin were chopping it up, talking through all kinds of live stream related stuff, that you were able to put those puzzle pieces together and essentially figure out how it all works. We'll see you in the next video.